makeup channel, Mandy. It's a very modest project, and how did it all get started for you?
I've been wanting to do it since 2009, and the story is like I met Michelle Phan. I was like, should I do this? When she wasn't as big as she was. And she was like, oh yeah, you should. And then I just never had the courage enough, because I didn't want to be seen as jumping on a bandwagon, which is a very typical thing to be seen as on YouTube. And then about earlier this year, I was like, I've enjoyed doing it, because I used to be a makeup artist for MK. I was good at doing it, quite frankly, and I thought, why not put some stuff on the internet when I have time and get that feeling and urge. And I wanted to do loads of Halloween creative stuff, but I've been settling into my life still, so it hasn't come about. But yeah, I really love that little channel. It's only just started to also be connected to my main, because I thought, might as well. It's all me. If people are interested, they can watch, and if not, I don't really care, because I enjoy it.
When you got that idea in 2009, were all the sort of makeup channels quite thick and fast then? Because they're now, 2 years later, they're all over the place. But we're a couple of years ago, were they as
They were just starting.
As hot as they were, really?
There was Panacea, the one in the UK, Bub's Beauty, and there was a few others, but mainly just emerging. Like, they all were starting up. It was a thing people were doing or starting to do. And when there's loads of people going, oh, I'm going to do that too, it looks like you're jumping on a bandwagon. It just does. And I know. But I'd seen Michelle Phan do it, and I've been watching her stuff for years. It's really nice. And I found Claire only this year. I don't know how, but I love her channel too.
That's Claire Delise.
Yeah, it is. Because she does all the cool, gritty stuff. Michelle Phan's kind of like... She's sweet, but she's got high quality. And I wanted to do... high quality. I wanted to be... There's not many, and this sounds so harsh, there's not many high quality YouTube videos, or especially in 2009, it was girls rushing out to complete makeup looks from music videos an hour after they were put out, and 99% of the time they weren't done right. They were just like, I need this, this and this. They weren't tested first, they just did them then. And when you do stuff like that, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in filmmaking. You have to have a script. When you start, you don't just look at a picture and do it. So, yeah, I was like, I think everybody has that bit of an urge where they kind of go, I've seen that, and I can do it equally, if not better.
What aspects of makeup interest you the most?
It's hugely creative. A lot of men will never understand it. I'm sorry, they won't. They all just go like, I don't understand why girls like it so much. I get it can make them look better. This is a quote from a guy. But I don't get it. And I was like, it's different. You can really, like, day to day, like when I'm going to work, I want to look a bit more professional or something, I'll do black eyeliner or something. If I'm really feeling like I need to do something more colourful, it's easier to just say, oh, I have that shade of colour and I'm going to express myself a different way. With clothing, people do it equally with clothing, so why not your own makeup and hair? Like hair, people dye their hair different colours, and there's coloured contacts, and it comes under your image, and you expressing yourself through that image, and I like that. But mostly, it just gives you a chance to be. It's another form of art. It just gives you a chance to just experiment and have some fun. I like, if I'm really bored, it could be 11 o'clock at night, and this always used to annoy my mother, and I just start putting on weird makeup that you will never see me do ever in the street, and it was just fun. It's a nice calming process as well for girls, I think. The whole getting ready. That's why some women spend 5 hours getting ready, which quite frankly, not necessary. But yeah.
It is quite, I actually find that it is quite, particularly, obviously, I'm being biased here, but Claire's one of my guests, do you know what I mean? And I've got a huge amount of respect for Claire, and I'm a massive fan of hers.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of these sort of makeup channels are actually very therapeutic to watch.
Yeah, they're calming.
Especially if even if it's 20 minutes, do you know what I mean? You can just sit there and then you feel like you've only been watching it for 3 or 4 minutes, but the whole 20 minutes have gone by.
The people I tend to watch, I do tend to say, if they go over 10 minutes, I get bored. Because I know what she's doing. I don't need to see every single speck of powder on her face. I just want to know what she's doing. And Claire's very good at that, 3 to 4 minutes. Same with Michelle Phan, but she's the calming voice is like, but The thing with it is there's some things that aren't necessary online. Like, I don't need to know the basics with every colour, which is what some people have done. I want to know something different and how to do that differently. I have some initiative in myself. So I like to see, like, Claire's extremely creative. I love the masquerade stuff, thick koi fish, all sorts of things you wouldn't.
She's been doing sort of zombie stuff.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
But it's like not your traditional sexy zombie, which I don't. It's everywhere, that one. It's proper zombie, which is very cool. Special effects stuff, and like there's stuff on there that doesn't get done as not much because it's not considered pretty, and that's not what makeup is. It isn't always pretty. It's there, like, you have films and you have people that are, for example, getting slashed in the face. That's all makeup. It's not pretty, but it's pretty cool.
On your channel, which on your makeup channel, which one are you proud of the most?
There's only like 8 videos on that one so far.
Yeah, but and
I had loads really cool. I have a bag full of cool stuff. I just want them to know I have a bag of really cool stuff, right? Full of stuff I wanted to do, and it's with me. And like, I have to show.
Go on then, off you go.
Hang on, like, this is just a snippet. Like, I was gonna do a whole steampunk clock. I've got clock face pieces, and they were gonna, like, this big one was gonna go like there, and it's gonna be wicked. I can't even remember what the question was. Oh yeah, I was going to do...
The one you're proud of the most.
But the one I'm proud of the most is oddly... It's a weird one.
Sorry.
It's a weird one. It's actually the Lady Gaga one. And not because it's Lady Gaga one, because that doesn't interest me at all, but it's the fact that I spent so much time on that. I've got a backdrop in there, rare. And I had lights available to... I had stuff available to me at that time. And it was done well. And I was going through, and I left it 3 days before I put it up, because I watched... hundreds come up within the first day or hour, because there's a lot of girls that do it for their 5 minutes of fame. They don't just do the makeup, they do every video for 5 minutes of fame. And there's loads of people that do it. And you go up, and there was one in particular that was sticking in my head. She goes, oh yeah, anyone can do it. And she just drew it here. That's not the same thing. It's a cheek. What are you doing, love? But so I was like, well, I'm going to just show them how to do it. It's a bit more complicated than that, but I'll show them how to do it simply. And I like that one because it was very simple. I remember filming it as well, and my dog kept trying to come in shot. That was awkward. So yeah. So
this like makeup channel is your second channel.
Yeah, it is. It's
but the main channel is MillyMollyMandy.
16.
Interesting name. Explain name, please.
Well, the fun thing about this is I have a video of like. Not like I went up to, I was in America, I went up to like Rhett and Link. I was like, hi, can you say hello, MillyMollyMandy16? And they were just stood there like, why is that your name? I was like, well, in 2006 I thought I would just be watching things and commenting on things and maybe like liking and favoriting things, and then because that's what most people who use YouTube do. There's not that many partners or anything out there. Or they'll upload something, but it's for like a mobile video. They just want to send their friend. That's what it was in 2006. So there was that, and then I actually started making content with my brother, who chose a better name, but not by much. It's still got numbers on the end. And I put them on my channel, and they just did better.
Really?
Yeah, and I kept doing it. I liked it. I liked the interaction, and that's what starts it. Like, you start talking to people, and they're like, "I like your video. How do you do that?" "Well, I did it this way." "I like your video. How do you do that?" And that, like, I had a group in 2006, some of which I still talk to, and we used to discuss videos and stuff. And now we just kind of go, "How's life?" every 6 months or something. But we used to proper go on Stickam and talk about it in like a private room, and be like, "Oh yeah, we're so cool, the 9 of us." And then it kind of grew, and I was like, I can't keep using this name anymore. So I've actually got a URL redirect, which is youtube.com/Mandy, which is awesome. And I only got this year because I went to YouTube and said, I am really embarrassed about my name. I make content for you and I get some views. Please help me. And there's no other Mandys that will want this name that's bigger which doesn't sound arrogant, it's just true, there's not many Mandys on there for some reason. So they were like, okay. And that's the story of my name.
Were you aware that it was a song? MillyMollyMandy.
I didn't know it was a song. I knew it was a book because it was my nickname from the book my mum gave me.
From the early 70s, it was a song, and then the name of the artist totally escapes me. But no, definitely, if you Google it, I'm sure that you'll find it. But just moving on about the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, just going from your answer just then. You've been a YouTuber for a long time, almost from its inception.
2006.
2006. You wanted to tell me some of the positives and negatives about YouTube over the years, in your opinion. Could you give us an example? Because I do hear a lot of people who have been on YouTube for a long time saying that it isn't as grand as it once was. And obviously me, I'm brand new to all this, hence why, I'm chasing people to come onto this show and doing all I can to get people like yourself to come on and support the channel. So I'm obviously brand new, so I'm not really all aware of it at all. But what do these people mean when they're talking about almost being nostalgic about it and saying the good old days on YouTube? It's not like that anymore. The
thing with the internet is, one, because it moves very fast, it seems like you've been in there a lot longer. And two, people don't like change on the internet at all. So when it first came about, YouTube, because there was no partner program, there was no money being made off YouTube, it was just popular. People weren't being like, oh, I want to get famous. No one had gotten famous off YouTube in 2006 and 2007. It just wasn't done. It was just a bunch of people broadcasting themselves online, as much as that may sound attention-seeking, but mostly just interacting, and it was a new social network at that time. And stuff like the subscription boxes worked, and because it was all a lot smaller, like the bigger YouTubers, which were only 10,000 at the time. If you look back, it's like you cannot believe who was number one at that time, because I think Spot only had it was like 10,000 people really early on, and everyone was like, oh, those numbers are huge and amazing, and compared to today, they're nothing.
Because Peter was doing very well at the beginning, wasn't he? Geriatric 1927.
Yeah.
Peter was my first ever guest, and he was telling me how it all started.
Yeah, I remember him being one of the first, and it was a bigger novelty because of his age.
Yeah, he was number one apparently at one point in the UK, if not, he was
I didn't pay attention to ranks then. This is what was brilliant. No one did, because everyone was on a level playing field, and because there was less people, the bigger people were more interactive because it was possible. And today, when you have a million, you're not going to connect with all those people. You will maybe through a really good video, but you aren't going to chat to every single one and leaves a comment anymore. And that's just what happens. But then things changed. People got annoyed when it went from 4:3 to 69 originally, and that was just a stupid thing to be annoyed about because videos look better now, boxes. But the difference between now and then is people are now doing things purely for money, for fame, for reasons you shouldn't be making videos. I'm not saying don't make them to make a career, because to some extent I'm doing that. I'd love to be a presenter. This is an excellent opportunity for me. I'm not saying that I'll make my career off YouTube, because I won't. Only 2,000 people on that site can live off it. And that sounds like a lot, don't get me wrong, but there's 22,000 partners in the world, and those are the ones that are partners. So that's a tiny fraction of that. And then if you consider how many people have an account, that's nothing. It's probably 1%, maybe 2% if I'm pushing it. So I know the numbers. You know all the stats, don't you? I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, we get told these things. I'm very, but that's what it is, basically. And when you put that all into perspective, you kind of go, oh, okay, I'm in the top 22,000 of millions of accounts. That's not too shabby. I'm much further ahead than that, realistically. I think I'm in the top 10,000. It's not too bad. Do you think YouTube's going to be here for a while? Yeah, it will be, because it depends. If they push through net neutrality laws, no. It will die on its feet because there'll be too much that's blocked. People won't be able to view other people. It won't work. I hope it doesn't, because I love the site. It's my favourite website.
It's almost like a human expression as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
for some people, it's so therapy for some people.
The brilliant thing about it is you could switch it on, and like my favourite thing to do is I want to know what people are doing like with my camera. I bought a camera because I work in media. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for YouTube to have a good camera. It's nice to have a HD camera, but all I'd say is know how to film. Get 69 and have your sound okay. The quality won't matter otherwise. It doesn't have to be HD at all. But that's really sidetracking. What was I saying?
No. You were just sort of like saying that if YouTube is eternal, is it going to be around forever?
Yeah.
Do you think like when you were talking about copyright stuff, that could finish it off or whatever?
Yeah, totally. Because people use so much music, and they're thinking of it's not just copyright. They're thinking of like banging countries from countries, like they do with television. And I think that's the scary thing, that people don't like the fact that if something comes out in America, it is on YouTube the day after, whether they like it or not. It's not just on YouTube, it's on like thousands of video sharing sites. I know because I watch. But whether it's internal, I think what will happen is eventually something might come across and replace it, but that won't happen for a while. It's too big, it's too popular, and at the moment they're putting so much effort into their partners, people won't want to. And when more pop stars are coming off it, like Justin Bieber, and people getting movies like Fred, there's going to be more people going to that site. There's always people now. What people want now is they want instant fame, which is why Big Brother exists, which is a terrible show. But there's stuff like that, and they think they can do it from YouTube. And if they're lucky, they can. A lot of it is luck. There's so much footage to drag through. If yours appears, it's because it's in a related search that just happens to be done right. But I'm not sure. The thing with every other website is, because I know what's new and current right now, like Facebook's huge, but so was MySpace.
But Facebook isn't being talked about as much
as
it was 2 or 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? I noticed that I don't hear it talked about as much.
People are stopping updating my age every day.
Yeah.
It's really boring.
And a lot of people are deactivating their accounts. So
I had 2
in
accounts. In
the Western world.
Yeah, I had 2 accounts. One for MillyMollyMandy and this, and the other one was such hard upkeep. I deleted it, made a page. Much easier to do, plus I can talk to more people on it. But yeah, it's the same things happen, which is why Facebook's trying to get you have to connect with certain websites to get in. That keeps you a growing market. But MySpace was huge. Bebo was huge. No one remembers Bebo.
Yeah.
Habbo Hotel was huge when I was a kid.
How is this Tumblr getting on at the moment?
I'm not on it.
No, have you heard much about it?
Yeah, everyone's telling me to get one. Do
you know what it is? Because I'm not really all that.
It's a reblogging site, as far as I know. Like, someone will up something, and it's a good sharing site. A blogging site, and I've already got blog, and I want to try Tumblr. I do.
I hear more the word Twitter now in this day and age than Facebook.
I love Twitter.
Yeah.
It's because it's instant. You don't have all that old rubbish plugging your wall. The sad thing is some things you want to know, they go so far back because you talk so much rubbish, which is what happens. I think what it is it's such small bursts of information, unless you're tweeting 20 times an hour, no one cares. And what you say, you can say I love bread, and people will be like, okay, that's a bit weird, but okay. I really like Twitter though, because people talk. It's one of those things. People can look at what you're doing. You don't have to follow them. Some people might feel an obligation. I'm trying not to feel obligated to following people, because what happens is like you don't care what they're saying, and you're like, oh, you're clogging my feed. But I like the fact that other people can view and they can talk to you and you can reply, and that's all you need to do. There doesn't have to be any, we have to be friends to talk now. Because there's loads of people on my Facebook I don't want on there. They bullied me in school. Why do I want you on there? I hate the suggested friends box as well. Do you like this person? No. Why would I want them on mine? But YouTube has that friends feature, and what's happened is everyone goes add all, and the people that like being collecting friends.
No, gosh, no. The people. I tell you one thing. On my channel, the people that are in my friend box are either guests on this show, or potential guests on the show, or people that I actually know. personally.
Yeah,
You know
my
what I mean?
friends one. I don't have a friends box on the channel. No one needs to see that. So many people ask me. It got to a point where I've got more friends than I have subscribers. Because what happens is sometimes they add me and they're not subscribed. They're just collecting friends. And sometimes they've added me when they subscribe and then they unsubscribe because I don't upload content. And then they've sometimes they're subscribed but they don't add me as a friend. It's a feature that just can be gotten rid of.
But it's interesting points that you're making. You know, I mean, it's amazing that because it's interesting. Like I said, I've spoken to previous sort of YouTubers on the shows already, and they've told me bits and bobs. But you know, as I said, because we're going to get onto this in a second, but because obviously you work in sort of like the mainstream TV industry, you might actually have more insight into those kind of things, which is going to take me on to the next step.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not going to go too much into it at all.
No.
But at the moment, you're working for the BBC.
Work for a few companies.
Okay. Like I said, not going too much into it, but just in a nutshell, just an idea, a gist. What sort of bits and bobs are you doing?
I get
Work-wise?
sent runner work, which is entry-level jobs on television production, and you've got to start from the bottom to work your way up. So you can have a degree and you still have to pay your dues because degrees don't matter in this day and age. It sounds harsh because I got one and I owe so much money. I'm not even sure I do one now, apart from I like the sidetracking.
What was your degree in?
I did psychology. I hated it. I wanted to do something arts-wise, and it's not that my family were like, oh no, you should not do that, but they were kind of like, arts don't get paid as much. And they were supporting me, so I thought, well, I might as well do something they'd be happy with me doing, and I regret it. I really regret it. I wish I'd just gone and did something arty. I would have loved it, but I had to do a statistics-based science course. In fact, one of my modules was bioneuromedical.
Never heard of him.
No, like it's biological neuromedicine.
Right, gotcha.
I'm never going to use that, ever.
But what aspects of your current job do you enjoy the most?
I like when I get the opportunity. I like being on sets. It's not just like with BBC and all that. I'm an editor and videographer for a salon company at the moment, and I really enjoy that because the guy just gives me freedom because he knows what I'm doing, and it gives me a way to develop and I do all these small corporate videos, and the thing with corporate videos is it's not like I've got to do a TV show. I can actually grow from them, and if they get better, I can always go read back and redo things.
Because obviously we've only known each other 2 or 3 months, haven't we, since we met at Summer in the City. I just like seeing you. I could honestly see you as a makeup or fashion correspondent, or as a presenter.
My dream job is presenter.
I really do think
my dream.
You know, because you seem so comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it says about me, but I am.
Did you ever think about going to drama school or anything?
Yeah.
Did you consider it?
I wanted to do drama modules in GCSEs, and I was advised that was a bad idea, not by my teachers. My family were like, no, you should do history and geography, and the good ones that will get you into a good uni. And it's not that my mum didn't support me at all. She did. I know she was just trying to get me to do, things that she never got to do and wanted me to go off to uni and do well. But it's seen as kind of a DOS. Quite frankly, it is, and I know it isn't, but that's what it's seen as. But I do extra work now instead, so that's a nice fun thing I do.
Just talking about on the presenting side and the performing side, do you think that could a person's YouTube channel be a good CV? I mean, in the sense that could people email their YouTube channels to large mainstream networks for potential jobs in presenting or performance? You know, is it worth young people who have aspirations to go down that road, perhaps?
I hope so.
Do you think so? Is it a good platform, so to speak?
Yeah, it's a platform that says, I have been trying my hardest to get work, I've done it myself. The thing with it is if you're going to do that, it's not... I've literally stopped vlogging because if I just switch on the camera and talk rubbish, no one's interested. Well, they are interested, companies aren't interested, and it sounds really horrible, but I'm now trying to think of how I can do this thing that I love doing for fun, and that my subscribers love watching, because I love making stuff for my subscribers because I like the feedback they give me and I like talking to them. I reply to every single comment on a video unless it's something like marry me or something rude, but I do occasionally troll, sorry. But like, I love that whole experience, I do. But I now look back and I'm like, I will try and script to some extent, because I'm really quite good fluently, what I want to talk about. And I'm stopping just me turning on the camera and talking, because I want something better for my subscribers and myself, and I want companies to know that I can build some form of audience and keep a rapport with them without selling out in some way, or being like overly, oh hi, or boring and all that.
You want to give something that people can...
Yeah, exactly.
Can get something from.
Yeah, that people just enjoy. I try to only upload stuff that I would in turn watch myself, because if I won't watch it and I sit back and go, oh, that's so bad, why would I expect anyone at all to watch it? It's one of those things, you've got to like what you do, otherwise other people won't. And I know several YouTubers that now hate uploading content, and they do it for money, and quite frankly they're crap.
No.
Because you can see it.
We met in a meeting in last September, and there was a guy there who was talking about... do you remember that there was that guy who was talking about interview techniques and tips and things about making your own videos and things? And I think he mentioned something about along the lines of, you know, try not to make it for more than 5 minutes, because the attention span in this day and age is very, very short. And I actually still was on the verge of getting into a bit of an argument there, because most of, like, say for this, for instance, we've been talking for about 20 minutes. Yes. And to me, it's been enthralling. I've loved it. It's been great. All my interviews, like I said with Ed, just 2 days ago, we went into 40 minutes almost. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, I actually disagree with that, you know, in the sense of aim something short and sweet, because if something is relevant and something, you know, where people can take it on board and actually absorb it, and you're talking something which is interesting, you know, I don't think 5 minutes has got anything to do with it. You can go on for longer, and if something has captured you, time's irrelevant in my eyes. But maybe I'm wrong.
I think it depends on what you do. Like, there are, for example, Philip Duranko. I don't know why, he's like my guilty pleasure on YouTube. I love watching that whenever it's on, and sometimes I think 3 minutes is too short, and I prefer it when they're 7 minutes long, because I'm like, right, there's something happened, and that's just personal preference. But on my own videos, I've now started to do 30-second videos, because I can watch them, and I can do them, and I can do them to a high quality spec, because it's 30 seconds that I can spend 6 hours doing, as opposed to like four times that. And I like the 30 seconds thing. I'm not sure how everybody else does. But makeup videos I like to be between 3 and 5 minutes. But with interviews, it's a confusing area.
Yeah, but like I said, I think if you're talking about something that's relevant, and something and obviously to my guest, it's personal to them and it's important for them. They like to be talking, and it gives them a chance to express. I
mean, I wouldn't put a 20-minute interview on the news.
No, yeah, I know, but you know.
But I think it's context and content relevant.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite interesting you talking about the time limit, because Ed was saying on Friday, Smiling Limpid, he said that one of his favourite videos was 4 seconds, the juggling monsters. Yeah. And basically all it is 4 seconds long, and he said that was one of his
My favourite videos are my short ones. I love the stop motion one that I did with Ed.
Yeah.
And I like the one that I uploaded, I think, last week, where it's like Mandy gets internet, and I go crazy for 5 seconds, which I think is great.
And it sounds like that 80s video game thing. Yeah.
And then it goes, what really happened, and it's just me sitting there going, oh, I've got internet, I'll check my Facebook, which is what really happened. Yeah. I was really excited for a second, and then realised that it meant nothing, which is a really sad moment in my life.
No, but interesting the way you're kind of like putting off.
But that's what it is, and I like the end. I just want to point out the end was not staged, it was not fake. I thought my camera stopped recording because it was on my monitor, and what happened was my computer froze, and I fell off my bed.
And you gave that little yelp.
Yeah, I actually fell off. That's what I sound like when I fall over, and people laugh, but I literally go... And that's what happens.
Okay, listen, Mandy, right, we're going to finish off, right,
Yeah.
with something which I'm trying to get into fashion on the show, which is called 10 topical questions.
Okay.
I give you 10 questions and you give me 10 instinctive answers.
Instinctive,
I will ask you why on one of the answers you give me.
Okay.
Okay, why is it you say that? Okay, right, here we go. Favourite cartoon while growing up?
Oh. It was Winnie the Pooh as a child. I also loved Powerpuff Girls.
What subject at school did you hate the most?
I hated any sciences and English.
If you could come back in another life as an animal, what animal would it be?
I had this discussion with people the other day, and it went on for an hour and a half, and I still never came to a decision. So,
Pass?
I want to say probably... Oh, I know, a house cat. They have 9 families. It's amazing.
What film is guaranteed to make you cry?
Oh, the last film that properly made me cry was because it was Marley and Me, and that was only because I didn't know the ending, and that's not fair. I should have read the book, but The Time Traveler's Wife or something like that, but I don't really cry.
So, does a song make you cry?
No.
No?
I have to be proper depressed to get, like, that down, so...
What is the nicest country you've ever been to?
I don't know. I've been to a few. There was a few pickpocketers in Rome. That was interesting. Ireland I've been to all my life, and I find that really friendly. Everyone just says hello, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Belgium, actually, is really friendly.
Okay. Who is your favourite actor?
It sounds horrible. I loved a few. There's Ed Westwick and Zach Braff, which are really odd choices, but I really like Zach Braff because he's funny and pretty.
And your favourite actress?
Actress. Oh, that's a really hard one. Alita Minster.
Why?
I really like Gossip Girl, and that's why I like Ed Westwick as well.
If you could describe yourself in one word, what would that word be?
Oh. I don't want to say weird, but
That'll be mine.
Under the umbrella. Yeah, it's kind of probably hyperactive or too talkative, but that's 2 words. Talkative.
If you bumped into Lady Gaga on Oxford Street, would you ask for her autograph?
I'd probably be more surprised, but probably not. I don't tend to get... I might get starstruck, but I don't tend to fangirl.
Doesn't last very long, does it?
No, it's not that. I just don't like fangirling. I always feel really pathetic and sorry for them. And I think that's come from the YouTube culture. Like, occasionally when I see these people and people genuinely get scared. I had one person burst out in tears and crying over someone once, and I was like, calm down. Yeah, it was really weird.
Okay, well, thanks for the instinctive answers.
They were really long. Sorry.
No, fine. Listen, Mandy, it's been wonderful having you on the show, and like I said, it keeps getting better.
Thank you for having me.
Each like guest, it just keeps on growing, and I really do hope so. I also want to say a big thanks to Claire Delise, who originally initiated this.
Yeah, she did. She's the one who introduced me to you.
us, exactly.
Thank you, Claire.
Thanks, Claire. Okay, you've been a great guest, and I wish you all the best at the BBC and beyond.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, thanks,
you.
Mandy. Thanks a lot.
Also, he got me presents. Because this was actually going to happen in August. And I had a birthday, so I got some really awesome stuff and glasses, and then it turned Halloween, and I got better stuff. And I've got to go to work with all this, which is even better, because it's Halloween tomorrow, so I'm going to have fun. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, there's a skull thing. I don't know what it is, but it's wicked.
Who?
I don't know what it is, but it's awesome.
Looking for words I can't find for you. Searching for reasons that made you turn away from a light once so bright that showed the way. From a light once so bright that showed the way.
It's Mandy. I'm going to put nail gems on this finger because I'm going to, and it's near Halloween and it's shiny, and near Christmas, which is just as shiny. So yeah, I used this nail polish, not sponsoring it, just want to get that clear. It was in Topshop, it's pretty, and it's silver, and I like metallic polishes for some reason. I hate red polish on nails, I don't know why. But yeah, there's that. And I've got some eyelash glue, because we make do with what we got, and I have nail gems. And I'm just going to place them along the edge of that near the top, because I think one interesting nail is in fashion and it looks prettier. So we're going to do that. You need the smallest bit, apply it down, move it along, it will dry clear. Also awesome. And then, yeah. I would recommend putting on a top coat of like clear nail varnish maybe to seal them in better, but I forgot mine, so enjoy and clean up the edges and stuff. Yeah, easy peasy.